Um, Imagine you are driving 100 miles an hour down a wide open highway.
Oh, I love that feeling.
Right. The windows are rolled down, your favorite music is blasting, the sun is shining, and you just feel entirely alive. You are completely in the zone. You have all the momentum in the
Where
world.
nothing can stop you.
Exactly. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, a solid brick wall appears right in the middle of the road.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you have to slam on the brakes so hard that it gives you cosmic whiplash. And, well, that intense, completely wild shift in speed. That is exactly what the sky is setting up for you this week. Welcome back to Horoscope TV.
We are so glad to be back.
For sure. And if you are a Scorpio, this forecast is just for you. We are looking at your astrological charts for the week of April 13 to April 19, 2026.
It is going to be a big one.
You definitely need to tune in today because the stars are lining up to bring you huge, undeniable changes. You are going to get a massive boost of energy and a totally fresh start to build the life you want.
There is always a but, right?
Always. You also have a major warning sitting at the end of the week about not pushing yourself too hard when that wall appears.
Yeah, it is great to be back. And I have to say, you painted that picture perfectly.
Thanks.
Because that feeling of wild momentum hitting a sudden stop, well, that is exactly what we need to unpack today. Our goal today is to look closely at all the astro data for you, Scorpio.
And we really want to break it down.
Exactly. We are not just going to tell you what is happening. We are going to explore the mechanics behind it. We are going to cover everything.
Love, money, all of it.
Yes. We will look at your love life, your money, your work, and your health. Then we are going to carefully analyze what all of these moving planets mean for your everyday real life.
Because it has to make sense in the real world.
Right. We want to look at the why and the how so that when these shifts happen, you are holding the steering wheel instead of just sitting in the passenger seat.
I love that. And to give you every possible advantage, we are also going to share your specific lucky numbers, your best days, and exactly who you should spend your time with this week.
That part is so important.
It really is. Plus, we'll tell you who you should politely avoid so you do not get dragged into any unnecessary, messy drama.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So I want to start with the big picture. Before we get into the fine details of your daily job or your bank account, I want to trace the line from that fast start to that sudden stop.
Let's do it.
Take me through the sky this week. Like, what is the overarching story for Scorpio?
Well, the overarching story for you this week is managing the tension between absolute raw power and necessary restriction.
So the gas pedal and the brakes.
Exactly. The week starts off like a rocket ship lifting off the launch pad, and it ends with a very firm, unmoving stop sign. The shift really kicks into high gear on Wednesday, April 15th.
Okay, what happens on Wednesday?
When we look at the astrological charts, we see that Mercury moves into the sign of Aries. To really analyze this, we have to look at what these two things represent.
Right, I know Mercury's about the mind.
You got it. Mercury is the planet that rules your mind. It dictates how you think, how quickly you process information, and how you speak to other people.
And Aries is fire.
Pure fire. It is the very first sign of the zodiac. It is known for being incredibly fast, fearless, and super direct.
So wait, when the planet of communication enters the most fiery, fast-paced sign, what does that actually look like in your head? I mean, is it just having a lot of thought?
Oh, it is much bigger than just having thoughts. It changes the actual speed of your mental processing.
Like an upgrade.
Yeah, think of your mind usually running on like a standard internet connection. When Mercury enters Aries, you are suddenly plugged into a fiber optic cable.
Oh, wow. So everything is just zooming.
Exactly. Your mind is going to work incredibly fast. You are not going to be thinking in slow, careful steps. You are going to have massive, brilliant ideas popping into your head, fully formed, all day long.
Wait, let me wrap my head around this. If my mind is going that fast, is there a danger of, missing the details?
Oh, definitely.
Because if I am getting a completely formed idea for a new business, but my brain is moving at light speed, I might not notice the flaws in the idea, right?
That is a very sharp observation, and it is exactly the trap of Aries energy.
It just wants to move.
Right. Aries does not care about the fine details. Aries only cares about the spark, the beginning. But here is where the charts get really intense. On the exact same day, April 15th, the moon also enters Aries.
And the moon is feelings.
Exactly. The moon controls your feelings. It rules your internal needs and your emotional reactions.
So now we have the mind running on fiber optics. and the emotional center is also on fire.
Yeah, it is a massive combination. When the moon goes into Aries alongside Mercury, it pushes you to take action right away.
You can't just sit still.
No, you do not just want to sit on the couch and think about your great ideas. You feel this burning physical need to do something about them immediately. The emotion fuels the thought.
It sounds like waking up on a Saturday morning having a sudden thought that you should build a new patio in the backyard.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Right. And instead of drawing a plan, checking your budget, or measuring the yard, you just drive straight to the hardware store, buy a sledgehammer, and start smashing up the grass.
Yes.
It is the complete removal of the planning phase.
That is a brilliant way to picture it.
Yeah.
You will have a massive urge to just get your hands dirty right then and there, and the sky is actually supporting that urge to start.
Which is exciting.
It really is. That wild sledgehammer energy leads us straight into the most important event of the entire week, which happens just 2 days later on April 17th.
Oh, the new moon.
Yes, the new moon in Aries.
I love new moons.
They are so powerful. In the astrodata, a new moon always means a fresh start. Astronomically, a new moon happens when the sun and the moon are perfectly aligned in the sky from our view on Earth, which means the sky is dark.
You can't see the moon at all.
Right. Ancient people understood this dark sky as a fertile soil. You cannot see the seed you are planting in the dark Earth, but that is where it begins to grow.
I find that so fascinating. So the darkness of the new moon isn't something to be afraid of. It's like the blank canvas.
Exactly.
It is the moment right before the movie starts playing. And because this blank canvas is in Aries, which we just established is the sign of pure fire and fast action, this must be a really powerful time.
It is the absolute best day of the month to plant new seeds in your life. If you want to begin a new project, start a new daily habit, or, take your life in a totally new direction, April 17th is the day to push the button.
Just go for it.
Yes, you are going to feel a huge rush of forward motion. The universe is handing you the match to light the fire.
Okay, that sounds incredibly empowering. Everyone loves a fresh start, and Scorpios are naturally powerful people, so giving them a lit match sounds like a recipe for big success.
It certainly can be.
But I have to bring us back to the hook.
Mm.
I mentioned a brick wall. Where does all this momentum crash?
Ah, yes. The crash, or rather the heavy restriction, arrives on Sunday, April 19th. The tone of the sky shifts completely. We have an event where Mars meets Saturn.
Okay, break that down for us.
To understand why this feels like a wall, we have to analyze these two planets. Mars is the planet of action, aggression, and raw physical drive. Mars is the gas pedal push all the way to the floor.
So Mars is the sledgehammer you bought for the patio?
Precisely.
And Saturn?
Saturn is the exact opposite. Saturn is the planet of rules, limits, structure, and time.
It sounds heavy.
It is. Saturn is the heavy grinding brakes. Think about Saturn's rings. They are literal boundaries holding the planet in. Saturn is like a very strict teacher standing in the doorway saying, show me your homework. Prove to me that you did this correctly.
Oh, wow. So you have this huge surge of Aries fire pushing you to start a dozen new things on Wednesday and Friday. You are running as fast as you can.
Running at top speed.
And then on Sunday, Saturn steps in front of you and says, stop, let me inspect what you just built.
Yes, exactly that.
That kind of sudden stop could easily cause an accident if you are not prepared for it.
It can cause a lot of frustration, especially for a Scorpio. Scorpios feel things very deeply. When you commit to a new path, you commit entirely.
They don't do things halfway.
Never. The charts show that you will still have incredible power and drive on the 19th, but you must use it wisely. Saturn is not trying to ruin your new projects.
It's just testing them.
Right. Saturn is trying to make sure they survive the winter. Saturn is telling you that raw enthusiasm is not enough. You need actual structure.
Let me push back on this a little, though. Because going from super fast Aries energy on Wednesday to, slow down and follow the rules by Sunday sounds incredibly jarring.
It is a big shift.
How do you actually handle that kind of emotional whiplash in real life? Because it feels like the sky is setting us up to fail by giving us all this energy and then punishing us for using it.
Well, it is not punishment. It is a required test of strength. Look at it this way. On Wednesday and Friday, ride that wave of excitement. Write the rough draft of your new business plan. Paint the living room a wild color.
Start the new workout routine.
Exactly. Let the Aries fire give you the courage to start. But when the weekend arrives, you need to shift your mindset from the visionary to the inspector. You tell yourself, okay, I built the foundation, now I need to check my work.
Okay, I see. It is the difference between writing a passionate 10-page letter to someone while you are feeling deeply inspired and then putting it in a drawer so you can sit down 2 days later to carefully check your spelling,
Yes.
making sure you actually made sense before you mail it. You need the fire to write it, but you need the Saturn brakes to edit it.
That is a perfect example. If you only have Mars, you just make a mess. If you only have Saturn, you never start anything because you are too afraid of the rules. You need both to actually build a life.
That brings this whole concept down to earth perfectly. Write fast, edit slow. So I want to take this overarching theme, the fast start and the strict edit, and apply it to the different areas of life.
Let's do it.
Let's look at the real world, starting with the day job. All this action-packed energy has to be doing something to a Scorpio's career. What do the charts say about work this week?
Your career is getting a massive, almost shocking boost of energy early in the week. Let's look at April 13 and 14 first, because they set the stage before the Aries fire even gets going.
So Monday and Tuesday.
Right. On Monday, April 13, Mars meets Neptune. We just established that Mars is your drive and your action. Neptune, on the other hand, is the planet of dreams, illusions, and deep imagination.
So action meets imagination. Does that mean you are taking steps to make a daydream real?
Yes. When they meet, it brings a huge wave of practical creativity. Usually, Neptune just makes us want to daydream and stare out the window at work.
Which does get much done.
No, it doesn't. But with Mars involved, you are going to feel truly inspired to chase your dreams at your job. You will want to take physical action on your creative thoughts.
I really like that. Feeling genuinely inspired at work makes the 8-hour day fly by. Instead of just pushing paper, you feel like you are actually crafting something.
Exactly.
And then what happens on Tuesday the 14th to build on that?
On April 14, Mercury connects to Uranus. Mercury is your mind, and Uranus is the planet of sudden changes, rebellion, and lightning bolts of insight.
Like a light bulb going off.
Even bigger, Uranus is the planet that breaks old systems to make way for the future. When your mind connects to that energy, it brings sudden, brilliant ideas. I am talking about the kind of ideas that seem to drop out of the clear blue sky.
Okay, let me build a scenario here. Let's say you work in logistics for a shipping company, and there is a massive problem with delivery routes that your whole team has been struggling with for a month.
A very stressful situation.
Right. It is a tangled mess.
Yeah.
On Tuesday the 14th, you are just sitting at your desk, maybe drinking your coffee, not even trying to solve it, and suddenly, boom.
You see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the whole puzzle clearly. You realize you do not need to fix the old routes. You need to completely change how the trucks are loaded. It is a total shift in perspective.
That is the absolute perfect example of Uranus energy. It is not just a small improvement, it is a completely new way of seeing the problem. And it is the kind of idea that will seriously impress your boss or your clients.
Because it's so out of the box.
Right, because Uranus breaks the mold, your idea will be something no one else thought of.
And this leads right into the Mercury and Aries transit on the 15th that we talked about earlier. So you get this brilliant lightning bolt idea on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, your mind is moving at fiber optic speeds.
And you have that Aries fire pushing you to act.
Yeah. I assume this means a Scorpio is not going to just quietly email this idea to a coworker.
Oh no, they are not going to be quiet at all. The astro data says you will speak up loudly and clearly. You will have immense confidence in all your meetings.
They are going to take charge.
Aries energy does not apologize. You will look your boss in the eye and say, I know exactly how to fix this, and here is what we are going to do.
That kind of confidence is infectious. People naturally follow someone who speaks with that much certainty. I can see how that lines up beautifully with the new moon on the 17th.
It is a great progression.
You get the sudden idea, you speak up with fiery confidence, and the new moon arrives on Friday.
Yes, the new moon on April 17 is the perfect time to actually launch the project you just proposed. Or, if you are a Scorpio who has been waiting for the right moment to ask for promotion or to pitch a new business to a bank, Friday is the day.
You just have to go for it.
The new moon entirely supports planting that career seed.
Let me stop you right there and play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
If a Scorpio wants a massive raise right now, should they let all this fiery Aries energy take over? Should they just march into the manager's office, slam their fist on the desk, and demand a 50% pay bump because they just had a brilliant idea?
Absolutely not. And this is exactly why we analyze the whole chart from Monday to Sunday rather than just picking one exciting day.
Right. We have to look at the whole week.
Yes, you should be confident. Yes, you should ask for what you deserve. But you have to remember what is waiting for you at the end of the week.
Ah, right. Mars meets Saturn on the 19th. The strict teacher asking for the homework.
Exactly. Big ideas and loud, fiery confidence are not enough for Saturn. Saturn requires hard proof. Saturn demands a track record.
You have to actually back it up.
You do. On April 19, the reality check arrives. You must be ready to work harder than you have all month. You have to prove that you are a steady, reliable worker who can handle the boring parts of the job, not just the exciting brainstorming sessions.
So if you use the new moon on Friday to confidently ask for that big raise and promise the boss you can handle more responsibility, you cannot call in sick on Monday.
Definitely not.
You have to show up early, roll up your sleeves, and do the heavy lifting. You have to show them you are not just full of hot air and big promises, but that you can actually carry the weight of the promotion.
That is the perfect way to apply the charts to the real world. The ideas will get you the meeting, but the hard work under Saturn will get you the actual paycheck.
Which is the perfect transition to my next question. What does this all mean for the bank account?
A money part.
Yeah, if work is going that well, and you are having these brilliant, mold-breaking ideas, are we actually seeing the cash this week? How does this tension between fast growth and strict rules affect a Scorpio's money?
Your financial charts look very interesting this week, Scorpio. Just like your career, we start the week with a very lucky, expansive event.
We like lucky events.
We do. On April 13, Venus makes a highly favorable link to Jupiter. Let's analyze these two. Venus is the planet that rules what we attract. It governs money, beauty, and pleasure.
And Jupiter.
Jupiter is the planet of luck, growth, and expanding whatever it touches.
So when the planet of money links up with the planet of massive growth, that sounds like a jackpot.
Yeah.
Does that mean a Scorpio should go buy a handful of lottery tickets on Monday?
Well, while it is a very lucky energy, Jupiter usually brings something a bit more grounded than a random lottery win, but still very, very nice.
Like what?
It expands your natural resources. It could be a sudden, unexpected bonus at work. It could be getting a check in the mail you thought was lost. Or it could be something smaller but meaningful, like a good friend taking you out to an expensive dinner and refusing to let you pay, or someone giving you a beautiful gift just because.
That is a great feeling, starting the week with a sense of abundance. But looking at the charts, I have to jump in and issue a serious warning right here.
Yes, please do.
The astro data clearly shows that just because you get a lucky break does not mean you should go on a shopping spree. Having an extra $100 in your pocket is not an excuse to spend $200.
That is a very wise warning, and the charts completely back you up on that. If you spend that money on Monday, you will absolutely regret it by Thursday.
Why Thursday?
Because on April 16th, your entire mindset around money is going to change dramatically. On that day, Mars connects to Pluto. This is a very heavy, very serious combination.
Break that down for me.
Right.
We know Mars is action. What is Pluto doing to our money?
Pluto is the planet that deals with the underworld. It governs deep, hidden things, buried secrets, and intense, quiet power. When Mars, the planet of drive, connects with Pluto, it gives you an almost obsessive level of focus.
Like a laser beam.
Yes. You become a detective. Thursday the 16th is a fantastic day to sit down, tear your budget apart, and find the hidden leaks where your cash is draining away.
Oh, I love this metaphor. It is not just casually glancing at your bank app. It is like being a ruthless, forensic accountant auditing a mob boss.
That is quite the image.
Right. You are going through every single line of your credit card statement with a magnifying glass. You are finding that monthly subscription for a streaming service you have not watched in 2 years.
Those really add up.
They do. You are finding out exactly how much you spent on takeout coffee last month, and you are shutting down the leaks with surgical precision, like digging through the couch cushions, but on a massive scale.
That is exactly the energy. It is ruthless, but it is necessary. Pluto wants to eliminate weakness, and finding those financial leaks makes you stronger. You will have the mental endurance to sit at the kitchen table for 3 hours if you need to, just sorting through receipts.
That sounds exhausting but satisfying.
It is, and you will feel a deep drive to do this because the very next day, on April 17th, the moon moves into the sign of Taurus.
How does the Taurus moon change the way we feel about our money?
Taurus is an earth sign, and it is all about physical safety, comfort, and long-term stability. When the moon goes into Taurus, your emotional needs turn toward building lasting security.
So no more fast Aries energy with money.
Right. The fiery Aries energy makes you want to move fast, but the Taurus moon grounds you. You no longer want cheap, flashy things that look good for a week. You want to buy things that hold true value. You want to feel a deep sense of safety when you look at your savings account.
So this is the difference between buying 5 cheap t-shirts that will shrink in the wash next week versus buying one really high-quality, heavy winter coat that will keep you warm for the next 10 years. Taurus wants the coat.
Exactly. Taurus understands the value of time. And because of this, the charts give a very strong warning. Stay far away from fast tricks or get-rich-quick schemes this week.
So if a friend has a great opportunity for you,
If someone comes to you on Friday and promises that if you invest in their crypto coin, you can double your money overnight, run the other way.
because that violates the Taurus rule of slow, steady growth.
Yes, completely. Taurus knows that a strong tree takes years to grow roots. Focus on slow, steady accumulation. Protect your budget. That is how you keep your bank account entirely safe while still taking advantage of the luck from earlier in the week.
I think that makes perfect sense. We have the career firing on all cylinders, we are taking bold action at work, and we are ruthlessly cleaning up the budget at home. That is a lot of adulting.
It is a busy week.
It really is. But life is not just about making money and working hard. It is really about the people we share this journey with. How does all this intense, fast-moving energy affect a Scorpio's heart? Let's analyze love and romance.
Love is going to be a very deep, highly emotional journey for you this week, and just like the financial charts, it starts off beautifully.
Back to Monday, April 13th.
Yes. Remember that lucky Venus and Jupiter link on April 13 that brought a money surprise? Because Venus is also the planet of love, it brings a romantic surprise too. Your heart will feel very open, generous, and happy early in the week.
That sounds lovely.
It brings a deep sense of joy and warm, easy feelings to your romantic life.
That sounds incredibly refreshing, especially before the intense work stuff kicks in. What does this mean if a Scorpio is single right now? Are they just sitting at home feeling warm and fuzzy?
Well, if you are single, April 13 is an exceptional day to put yourself out there. Because Jupiter is the planet of big dreams and optimism, you are highly likely to meet someone who shares your vision for the future.
That is a great kind of connection.
It is.
Yeah.
You might meet someone who just makes you feel very hopeful, someone who expands your idea of what a relationship can be. Keep your eyes open, especially in places where you are learning or growing.
But knowing how the sky is working this week, I am assuming this light, happy energy does not last forever.
You know the patterns well now.
Looking at the astro data for April 16, things look a lot heavier.
Huh?
It says the Sun meets Chiron in Aries. I need you to explain this because Chiron is a concept a lot of people do not fully understand.
Yeah.
What exactly is Chiron?
It is a vital piece of the chart. Astronomically, Chiron is a comet with a unique, erratic orbit between Saturn and Uranus. But in astrology, Chiron is known as the wounded healer.
The wounded healer.
Yes. It represents our deepest, oldest pain. It is the emotional baggage we carry around, the insecurities we learned in childhood, or, the scars from a terrible breakup years ago.
That is heavy.
Very. And when the sun, which brings bright, harsh light and total focus, aligns directly with Chiron, it acts like a spotlight on that old pain.
Wait, let me challenge the logic here. We just talked about how Monday is full of lucky, expansive love. We talked about how the week is full of Aries momentum and starting fresh.
Right.
Why in the world would the universe suddenly shine a bright spotlight on a painful memory from 5 years ago? That feels completely counterproductive. It feels like moving backward.
It absolutely feels like moving backward, I agree. But it is actually the only way you can truly move forward. Let me analyze the psychology of this transit.
Okay.
Imagine you buy a beautiful old house, want to renovate the kitchen, you are excited, you have the sledgehammer ready, just like our Aries metaphor from earlier.
Right, ready to smash the cabinets?
Yep. But when you pull up the floorboards, you find out the foundation is completely rotten from an old water leak.
Oh man, you can't just put new tile over a rotten floor. It'll collapse.
Exactly. You cannot build a shiny new future on top of unhealed wounds. You cannot fully enjoy the fresh start of the Aries new moon on Friday if you are carrying an invisible backpack full of old resentment or fear.
That makes total sense.
This Chiron transit on Thursday brings the hurt up to the surface so you finally get the chance to clean the wound out. It is pulling the bandage off in a sterile room so it can heal, rather than ignoring it until it gets worse.
That is a powerful way to look at it. You have to face the rot to fix the foundation. So if a Scorpio feels suddenly sad, sensitive, or defensive on Thursday the 16th, They shouldn't panic and think their current relationship is failing.
No, not at all.
It is just their heart doing some necessary deep cleaning. It's the old stuff clearing out to make room for the new.
That is exactly right. When those feelings come up, do not push them back down. Look at them, talk about them, and then let them go. Because right after you do that heavy lifting, the sky rewards you.
So,
On April 17th, the moon enters Taurus. We just talked about Taurus bringing a need for safety and comfort with your money. It does the exact same thing for your love life.
so Taurus brings the comfort back after Chiron brings the tears.
Yes. When the moon is in Taurus, the intense, fiery energy of the week fades into a deep desire to slow down. Taurus rules the physical senses: taste, touch, smell.
So no going to loud, crowded clubs on Friday night, no wild, crazy dates trying to impress someone new.
No, the charts clearly say to seek out simple, grounded physical comforts with your partner. Cook a really nice heavy meal together at home, put on comfortable clothes, watch a movie on the couch, hold hands.
Just feeling safe.
Exactly. You want to just be together in a calm, quiet, secure way. You need to reassure your physical body that you are safe after dealing with the emotional weight of Chiron.
What is the main actionable takeaway for a Scorpio in love this week? How do they navigate the lucky start, the painful middle, and the quiet end?
Your main tool this week is absolute honesty. Stay honest and speak your truth clearly, especially when Chiron brings up those old hurts. Do not hide your insecurities from your partner.
Just lay it out there.
If you feel afraid, say it. Sharing your vulnerabilities is what actually builds that unshakable Taurus safety you are looking for. Honesty is how love grows stronger and more resilient every single day.
Okay, we have covered a massive amount of ground. Dealing with explosive career moves, doing a ruthless budget overhaul, and facing down old romantic ghosts is going to take a serious toll on the physical body.
It takes a lot out of you.
The mind and the heart are working overtime. Let's look at the health charts. How is Scorpio feeling physically, and how do they manage this roller coaster?
You are going to have a ton of physical energy to burn this week, but as we keep seeing, you must be very careful how you spend it. Let's look at how the week begins, because the universe actually gives you a moment of preparation.
On Monday again.
Yes, on April 13, the moon enters Pisces.
Pisces is a water sign, right? Like Scorpio.
Yes, but it is a very different kind of water. Scorpio is like a deep, powerful underground river. Pisces is like a vast, still ocean. The energy of Pisces is very gentle, reflective, and deeply connected to rest.
Rest is good.
When the moon is in Pisces on Monday, the charts are advising you to physically slow down and get enough sleep. You need to drink plenty of fresh water and eat foods that are easy to digest.
That sounds like an athlete resting in the locker room before the championship game.
Yeah.
You are intentionally prepping your body, storing up your batteries for the intense Aries fire that is about to hit.
That is the perfect analogy. You are building up a reserve of energy because when that new moon happens on April 17, the Aries fire is going to pump through your veins. You will feel an incredible surge of energy.
Like waking up without needing coffee.
Better than coffee. You will physically feel like you have a brand new body and a brand new, fearless spirit.
So here is some highly actionable advice for you listening. If you have been making excuses for the last 6 months, if you have been waiting to start a new weightlifting routine, or if you want to completely overhaul your diet and start eating clean, Friday, April 17th is the absolute best day of the month to begin.
There is no better day.
Your physical body is completely primed and ready to take action. You will not feel lazy.
Use that energy. The momentum will carry you. Go for a long run, join that new gym class, clear the junk food out of your pantry. But, and this is a massive critical, but you have to remember the danger zone waiting for you at the end of the week.
Right. We cannot forget April 19. The Mars and Saturn meeting returns. And this time, it is a physical warning, not just a career warning.
Exactly. Mars is the planet of your physical muscles and your physical action. Saturn rules the bones, the joints, and your physical limits. When Mars hits the unmoving wall of Saturn, it can literally mean your body hitting a physical wall.
Oh, that sounds painful.
The risk of overdoing it here is very real.
So if you feel that amazing Aries energy on Friday and you go to the gym and you lift heavy weights for the first time in a year, you cannot go back on Sunday the 19th and try to run 10 miles.
If you try to push past your limits on Sunday, Saturn will force you to stop. Pushing yourself too hard on this specific day could lead to severe muscle stiffness, extreme, draining tiredness, or even pulling a muscle or injuring a joint. Your body will keep the score.
The Saturn wall will always win against the Mars car. So what is the best strategy here?
The best advice the charts offer is to focus on flexibility and respect. Always stretch your body daily this week. Listen incredibly closely to what your body is telling you.
Don't just push through the pain.
Exactly. Do not ignore small pains. If your knee hurts, stop running. If your eyes are heavy, sit down and rest. Saturn is demanding that you respect the physical limits of your human body. If you respect the limits, you will build true strength. If you fight them, you will just break.
Okay, this has been an incredibly deep and fascinating breakdown of the week. We've traced the whole journey. Now it is time to wrap up all this astro data by giving you your specific lucky tools.
My favorite part.
This is your cosmic toolkit to help you navigate the fire in the walls. Let's start with the good stuff. What is the lucky color of the week for Scorpio?
Your power color for this week is black.
Black. I love that. It is so classic, and Scorpios usually love wearing black anyway.
Right.
But why is black the specific tool they need for this particular week?
We have to look at how color works. Scientifically, black is the absorption of all light. It does not reflect energy away, it pulls it in and grounds it.
Okay, I see.
In a week where your mind is moving at fiber optic speeds, where you are taking huge risks, and where you are surrounded by fiery Aries energy, wearing black acts as a physical anchor. It absorbs the chaotic energy around you and makes you feel very rooted, protected, and calm.
So it is like wearing a layer of armor. Put on your favorite black shirt or a sharp black jacket when you walk into that meeting on Friday to ask for a promotion.
That will really help.
You'll give you that extra edge of grounded authority. It says, I am solid, I am not moving. What about the lucky numbers? You might want to grab a pen and paper to write these down.
Your lucky numbers for the week are 8, 13, 21, 28, 34, and 40.
I will read those one more time so you can get them all. 8, 13, 21, 28, 34, and 40. Keep those in mind if you are picking dates for meetings, setting alarms, or even buying that lottery ticket we talked about. Though remember the Taurus rule to save your money too.
Always remember Taurus.
And what are the absolute best dates to look out for?
Your most powerful, smoothest dates this week are April 16th and April 18th. These are the days where the cosmic tension eases up and your personal energy flows the best.
Perfect. Now let's talk about the people around you because you do not live in a vacuum. Who is your best match this week? Who should you be calling and spending your free time with?
Your absolute best match for this highly active, intense week is Pisces.
We talked about Pisces a little bit in the health section, comparing their water energy to an ocean. Why does that make them the perfect teammate for a Scorpio right now?
Because you are both water signs, you process the world through emotion first. You speak the same unspoken emotional language. The Aries energy this week is going to make you very intense.
Scorpios are intense anyway.
Right, but especially now. A lot of other signs might get completely overwhelmed by a Scorpio's raw passion when they are fired up, but Pisces understands the depths. They are not intimidated by your intensity.
I really love that dynamic. So when the new moon arrives on April 17th and a Scorpio feels that deep burning need to start a wild new adventure or pitch a massive idea, Pisces isn't going to tell them to calm down.
Exactly. Pisces will be right there to cheer you on. In fact, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, that planet of imagination we talked about, they will likely add their own creative spark to your plan.
So it's a team effort.
You can share your wildest, most unpolished ideas with a Pisces this week, and instead of telling you it is impossible, they will help you dream bigger. Spending time with them is going to make you feel deeply understood and completely safe to be your intense self.
Call your Pisces friends this week. Let them be your sounding board.
Ah.
But on the other side of things, we know there is always friction somewhere. Who is the sign you need to be very careful around? Who is the worst match for the week?
Your worst match for this very busy week is Aquarius.
Okay, let's analyze this. If Pisces is the perfect supportive teammate, what is going on with Aquarius? Aquarius is an air sign. Is it just a clash of elements?
It is a massive clash of speeds and needs. Let me analyze the charts to explain why this dynamic is so difficult right now. We spent this whole time talking about how the strong fire energy in the sky makes you want to move super fast, break old habits, and take big risks this week. But Aquarius is in a totally different cosmic weather pattern right now. They are highly focused on keeping things predictable. They do not want to break the mold this week. They want to rely on logic and distance.
So you are driving the car at 100 miles an hour, thrilled by the speed. And Aquarius is sitting in the passenger seat, terrified, constantly pulling the emergency brake because they just want to park the car in a safe driveway.
Yes, and that is going to cause major communication breakdowns. Think back to April 15 when your mind and your feelings enter Aries. Your direct, fiery, unfiltered way of speaking is going to clash horribly with Aquarius.
They won't understand it.
You might just be excitedly explaining your new idea, but they are going to receive it as you being aggressive, harsh, or completely unreasonable.
Oh, I can see how quickly that goes wrong. They get defensive, and then what do? Do they argue back?
An Aquarius will usually try to detach. They will put up a wall of cold logic. They will try to slow you down by pointing out all the rational flaws in your big plan.
That sounds frustrating.
And because you have all that forward momentum and passion, them coldly slowing you down will only make you feel angry, judged, and trapped. It is a classic clash. You want to explode forward, and they want to analyze it from a distance.
So what is the actual advice here for a Scorpio? If they work with an Aquarius or have one in their family, do they just try to explain themselves better? Do they argue until the Aquarius understands?
No, do not try to convince them. The absolute best thing you can do is maintain a polite, friendly distance right now. Your speeds are completely incompatible this week. Trying to mix your fire with their cool air will only cause silly fights, hurt feelings, and a massive amount of unnecessary stress for both of you.
To just step back.
Just smile, keep the conversation surface level, and go do your own thing.
That is perfect, practical advice. Keep the peace by protecting your own space. All right, let's take a breath and summarize this massive week for you, Scorpio.
It is quite the journey.
It really is. The universe is handing you the keys to a very fast car. Embrace the fast start early in the week. Let your mind race. Speak up and launch those big ideas at work. Enjoy the deep, optimistic connections in your love life and do the heavy lifting to clean out your old emotional baggage.
But remember the brakes.
Exactly. But above all, remember that you also have to manage the brakes. Check your budget for hidden leaks, focus on long-term value, and respect your body's physical limits when that Saturn wall appears on Sunday. You're in control of the gas pedal and the brakes. You just have to know when to use them.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over as you go through your week. We talked deeply about the new moon and your incredible power to plant new seeds right now. The charts show that you have huge potential to start things that will actually grow.
Which is amazing.
But before you strike the match, ask yourself this question. If every single thing you start this week actually succeeds, are you truly ready to maintain the life that success will create? Be very careful what you wish for, because this week, the universe is listening and you just might get it.
Wow. That is an incredibly powerful thought to leave on. Make sure your ladder is leaning against the right wall before you climb it, because you're definitely going to the top. Thank you for listening to this episode on Horoscope TV.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We want to be with you every step of the way to help you navigate the stars, so make sure to subscribe so you can get notified when the next episode is available. Have a fantastic, powerful week, Scorpio.